Now listen here, this show features highly trained professionals working with potentially dangerous and unpredictable animals.
So don't try anything you're about to see yourselves.
Okay? Did you know that right now, there are people all around the UK who are working their socks off to help wounded wildlife and poorly pets?
And we've managed to get VIP passes for willing helpers to get stuck in at the busiest vets, wildlife sanctuaries and rescue centres.
Rats! It's tough and dirty work, but somebody's got to do it.
On today's show, Claire and Matthew care for calves and help me get handy with a cow.
What does it feel like?
It's warm.
Ewan and Ethan eye up an owl with a sore head.
Can you see the owl up the top there? It's watching you with big bright eyes, isn't it?
And Dom is in at the deep end with sharks.
This get-up. Explain.
Well, I was told to wear it. Apparently, I've got to be in a vest all day.
No! It says you've got to spend all day in a vet.
Oh.
Right? You've got to make yourself decent, put some clothes on and get to work.
Perfect.
All right. Why are you up?
I've come north of the border to a vet's practice in Scotland that offer 24-hour care to every kind of animal imaginable. They never know what's going to come through this door next, but I do. These two. Meet Karate Kids Matthew and Claire. Matthew loves his pet fish, Speedo. But he ain't a big fan of huge horses.
Little ponies. Big ones, but... no, definitely no big.
Claire is crazy about her cats and Dippy about dolphins. But like her brother, it's also a nay thank you when it comes to ponies.
One day we went up to feed a Shetland pony and the carrots were on my hand like this and the pony just wanted to bite it and my fingers just went up and it my finger was like dangling off.
So they might not be hot on trotting horses, but they're still up for jumping into action at a busy Scottish vet. Matthew, Claire, Matthew, blue, yellow, blue. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're looking forward to the day?
Yes.
Well, we're going to transform you into top vet's assistants. How does that sound?
Good. Cool.
Right, well, you put that on, and while they're getting changed, we'll have a look at this. Ingles Veterinary Hospital in Dunfermline takes in poorly pets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But they do more than just look after moggies and doggies here. They are also on call to the busy working farms in the surrounding countryside, and that's where our pair is heading first. They've joined up with Vet Anne, who is on a busy round of horse checkups.
This is Dylan.
The owners of 14-year-old horse Dylan are concerned he may have a troublesome tooth. Our team need to complete an inspection.
Okay. How do you feel?
A little bit scared.
A little bit scared. Okay, you don't need to be scared of him. Oh, dear. Do you want to come and say hello to him?
Okay.
This is a big moment for Matthew and Claire. They haven't had great experiences with horses in the past. A promising start, though.
So just put your hand very gently on his nose. Very gently, okay? How does that feel?
Livery.
Before the team can investigate Dylan's gnashers, they'll need to pop this metal brace into his mouth to stop him getting bitey.
You want to feel it? It's really quite heavy.
Don't worry, it doesn't hurt him. First, Dylan's given a small injection to keep him calm.
Good boy, Dylan.
While we wait for the sedative to kick in, our brave duo prepare themselves for their very first job as vet assistants.
At the moment, I'm feeling nervous, excited, a little bit scared, and just overall quite curious on what's going to happen.
And later, our pair is wide-eyed and Dylan is open-mouthed when dental duties get underway.
Can you see his big teeth?
Yes.
But first, Dom is nipping to Norfolk for a spot of pet and wildlife welfare.
Today, I'm at Packed Animal Sanctuary in Norfolk, where I'm going to be helping out some of the 700 neglected, injured or abandoned animals that live here. And helping me out today are these two. Meet Ewan and Ethan. Ethan's mad about meerkats and birds of prey. But his preferred pet of choice is...
I really, really do want a dog.
Pal Ewan isn't wowed by big wild animals. But like Ethan, he does dote on dogs. Where's your pet pooch then, Ewan?
No pets.
My mother and father work full-time, so there's no one to look after a pet.
Ah, so what we have here is a pair of petless pals scouting for animal encounters. Fear not, you're in luck today. Get yourself to a seriously busy animal sanctuary in Norfolk. Dib, 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 dob, dob, dob. Here I am, it's Bobber Job, right? Is that the Scout's motto?
No, it's be prepared.
The question is, my friends, are you prepared for today?
Yes.
Are you prepared for us to throw any kind of animal your way?
Yes.
So, look, that's for you, and go and get prepared. Wonderful. People for Animal Care Trust is packed full of over 700 neglected, injured and abandoned animals, from geese to goats and peacocks to ponies. This place is all about rescuing, rehabilitating and rehoming. So, all change boys for a busy working day. Lovely. Charlotte, there's clearly no shortage of animals here. You got tons. What animal are we going to work with first?
I thought we'd start with the animals we had the most of.
Which is?
Rabbits.
Rabbits are the third most popular pet in the country after cats and dogs. There are over 100 of the cuddly creatures holed up here. Sadly, many of them have been rescued from places where they've not been looked after properly. But there was one particular case where you brought in a whole load of rabbits together, is that right?
Yes.
OK, how many did you bring in?
There was approximately 70 rabbits that we rescued from a shed in Norwich.
You got pictures there?
I have,
We
yes.
can see?
Yes.
Have a look at these, lads.
The bedding was so high that some rabbits couldn't even stand up. The mess was so awful and obviously had never been cleaned. There was no food and water in any of the cages.
What was the smell like?
It was so strong with rabbit urine and rabbit mess and rat urine that it made your eyes stream. It was one of the worst rabbit rescues I've ever been to.
The poor things. These rabbits have had a lucky escape, but they're safe now. They still need lots of looking after, though, until new owners can be found. And that's where Ethan and Ewan come in. These rescued rabbits need rounding up so our boys can clean all of their dirty droppings. Get bunny herding, boys!
Job well done. Who knew just 2 rabbits could make all this mess?
And in no time at all, our lucky bunnies have shiny new rooms, all ready to get mucked up again. Cracking teamwork! And later, can Ethan and Ewan get Floppy through her medical inspection?
Back in Dunfermline, Matthew and Claire are hoping to shine as vet dental assistants.
This isn't as scary as I thought it'd be.
No, it's not scary. He's lovely.
They're about to do an important dental checkup on Dylan here. Now remember, these two weren't keen on anything horsey at the start of the day.
These are his incisors, which are like our front teeth here. Can you see them? You see his big teeth at the back?
Yes. Giant.
Adult horses' teeth never stop growing. When they get too long, an expert is called to file them down. It's called rasping and isn't something to try yourselves. But with Anne supervising, our privileged pair are allowed to have a go at rasping.
Just put the rasp in his... Can you see? Like so. And then just very gently rasp it up and down.
Matthew's turning into a right old rasper. A jumpy Dylan won't stop these two. Oh, now Sister Claire leaps in and continues filing down Dylan's gnashes.
You know, how do you feel?
A little bit scared.
A little bit scared. Oh, you're a natural at this. Well done.
Crunch time now. It's time for Dylan to test the team's handiwork with a nice, juicy carrot. Success! These hesitant horse helpers are beginning to take it all in their stride now.
It was really petrifying being close to a big horse, but after I'd done that dental appointment thing, I wasn't scared of them at all.
When we arrived, I still thought horses were a bit scary, but now I feel quite proud of myself and happy, and I feel like I've achieved something.
And later, hands up, who wants to do a cow pregnancy test? You can change your mind and come and do it for me.
No.
You sure?
In Norfolk, Ethan and Ewan have been busy with a big bunny cleanup. Now it's time to help with the medical examination of some recently rescued rabbits. This lot arrived here in a terrible state. They're recovering well, but many are still weak, and the team need to look out for signs of illness and disease. Floppy is up first.
Okay, if you turn around, we're going to be looking for the rabbits' nice bright eyes.
Rabbits often suffer from a nasty disease called myxomatosis that can blind or even kill them. So, first our team check for any signs of the disease.
Okay, nice clear eyes. Okay, no sleepers, no horrible bits in there.
Lovely. Time to check Floppy's ears for parasites.
They're nice and pink there, look.
Do rabbits get fleas or anything?
They can pick up fleas. Rabbits tend to suffer more from mites, which you treat as and when.
Do you have to clip their claws or anything?
Yeah, you can clip the very ends of the claws as and when they need to be taken down, but usually if you've got a combination of soft and hard ground, the nails should wear down themselves.
The eyes and ears have been given the all clear, the nails are looking good, and Charlotte's happy with Floppy's gnashes.
And this isn't a very young rabbit, so she's got slightly yellow colour on the teeth. Okay, that's to determine their age. Nice and short there, they meet in the middle. They've got nice pink gums.
It's great news for this big old bunny. She's passed her medical, and that means she's now ready to be put up for adoption. Nice work, guys.
Before I came in, I thought rabbits were really boring, but now I've held them and cleaned them out. I don't think they're boring anymore.
I had a very, very fun experience cleaning up the pool, and I think it's changed my mind, like how much I like rabbits.
And later, our boys are called to a troubled tawny owl.
If we look very closely, he's got two different sized pupils, and that possibly indicates that there's either some damage to the brain or some damage to the eye itself.
But first, somebody's swimming with sharks, and it isn't me.
Looking good?
Yeah, feeling good. You like it, don't you?
You do.
Yeah.
What job do you think you're going to be doing today?
Washing the dog?
That's so stupid. You're going to clean this tank.
Boring, isn't it? Go to the top, though. All of this for that.
Not from the outside. You're going in there with the sharks and that.
This shark tank contains over 4.5 million litres of water and is home to some of the UK's most endangered toothy sharks. Oh, and 7 big sand tiger sharks, including one that's over twice the length of me old pal Dom.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am. How come I always have to do this kind of thing? You don't.
Because my dad won't let me. Right, in you get. Don't worry, there's nothing dangerous. It's all nice and safe. And if anything does happen, I'll be down there filming it with the big camera, all right?
I can't believe I've convinced him to get in there. He's terrified of sharks. Now, do not ever attempt to get inside a giant shark tank with only a small sponge for protection. Time for a quick bite to settle my nerves.
Sorry, what?
I think he's saying that at least 21 different species of sharks live around the UK coast. Not sand tiger sharks, though. They live in warmer waters. Oh, and in this giant aquarium. Fear not. These bad boys don't eat people. Not that he knows that. They'll do anything they can to avoid humans and have only ever been known to attack as a last-ditch form of self-defense.
Don't look behind you.
Doing quite well, aren't I?
Really well. Can't believe how calm you seem, especially with the size of those things. You don't seem frightened at all. Hang on a minute. If If you're here, why can't be you there?
Of course it is. Look at me, swimming around like a lovely black and red fish.
Oh, yeah, well, all right, mate. I didn't think you'd have it in you. Come on, I'll buy you an egg custard.
You know what? I love sharks, mate.
Matthew and Claire are helping Vet Anne complete a hectic round of farmyard health checks in Dunfermline. Next, the team have to catch up with a pair of 2-month-old calves that need a medical examination.
Go on, Matthew, get it.
Well done, Matthew. Now over to Claire. Oh, she's a dab hand with a stethoscope, this girl. Let's hope for a healthy heartbeat.
Claire, what can you hear?
It's kind of like a beating of a drum.
Have you ever been that close to a calf before?
No, never, ever, 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 ever.
The calves are all healthy. Good teamwork, you two. Time to move on to something a bit bigger. This is Nell. She's a 1.7 metre, 750 kilo Holstein cow who needs a pregnancy test. And I've been asked to help out.
Now, you were very good with the calves. Are you sure you two don't want to, you know, put the old and go around the back and...
No, Jack.
Right. I'll go and put the kettle on, shall I?
No.
All right, this is going to be TV gold.
If Nell is pregnant, I should be able to feel a bag full of fluid in the area where the baby calf will form. If not, it'll just feel like an empty sack. This traditional method is often done on working farms.
Good luck, Dick.
There's still time left. You can change your mind and come and do it for me.
No.
You sure?
Well, there's no backing out now. It seems like I'm going to have to take the plunge. Not really sure I need to say this, but please never try anything like this yourselves.
What does it feel like?
It's warm.
After a good rummage around, I haven't managed to find any signs of pregnancy. Just to be sure, I'll pass this job back over to the expert for a second opinion.
Now, obviously, and there is a serious side to this, because we were seeing whether the cow was pregnant, and it's not. So what happens now? Is it all okay? And
Yes, everything's fine.
she can go back into the field?
She can go back into the field with all the rest, and we know she's not pregnant, and you've done an excellent job.
Thanks, I think. Now over to Matthew and Claire to finish things off. Perfect. Home and hosed.
Have you just seen that? No, wouldn't like to be a vet. Definitely not. If you have to do that,
Watching Dick do the test was like hilarious, and it was like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I'm really glad it wasn't me doing it.
And the super siblings get their hands on a surgeon's laser later.
I'll just show you what it can actually do.
Don't set fire to the dog.
No, I'll not set fire to the dog.
Back in Norfolk, and Ethan and Ewan are striding out as top animal helpers at a busy sanctuary. And next in need of the boys' help is a battered-up bird of prey.
Can you see the owl up the top there? It's watching you with big bright eyes, isn't it?
This tawny owl was found injured on a roadside 3 weeks ago. He had probably been hit by a car. There are more tawny owls in the UK than any other species of owl, but they're only active at night, so hardly ever seen.
I'm quite surprised how it's not like flapping around all over the place trying to escape.
Usually, if you're quite quiet and quite quick at catching them, they tend not to be as stressed. So shall we pop it in the box and take it down to the vet to have a look at?
Gents, how you doing? Excellent. Now listen, have you got an owl in that box?
Yes.
Good, because I've got a vet in this shed. So shall we go get the owl sorted out?
Yes.
Good. Vet Rob is on the case today, and it doesn't take him long to spot something that gives him cause for concern.
But if we look very closely, he's got two different sized pupils.
Is the one on the right bigger?
It is, yes. And that possibly indicates that there's either some damage to the brain or some damage to the eye itself, which we could expect after a car accident.
The only way for us to find out how badly he's been hurt is to shine a bright light into his eyes, and then for the team to look for a reaction in his pupils. And what we spot isn't good.
You can see there's very little change in that pupil. So that means that there is some damage to the sight in this eye, and we'll have to decide how we're going to treat that.
Vet Rob decides the eye injury should heal itself after a few weeks of rest and recuperation. So it's back to the safety of his cage for our young hooter. He'll have the space to recover here and, fingers crossed, should be stalking the night skies within weeks.
Getting so close to him now, like, that was so extraordinary. Like, I'll probably never, ever be able to do that again.
Well, when I heard that I wasn't going to be released, I was disappointed. But then he's staying here. You can have loads of food, a comfy cage to be in, so he'll be really happy.
And the boys help Holly, the Lhasa Apso, get ready for her new home later.
We're going to get you nice and clean for your new owners.
But first, Dick's confused by hooved things.
These are goats. I know that. I have been learning something while doing all this, you know. They can actually jump over 1.5 metres. Everyone knows that. The young ones are kids, and the dads like reading books to the kids. I know, it's easy. No, the dads are books. Yeah, and they like looking after the kids. It's obvious. No, that's the nanny's job. Goats have nannies? Well, yes. I mean, well, the nanny is the female. That's what they're called. Ah, so the mummy lets the nanny read books to the kids while the dad practices jumping. Who'd have thought goats could be so confusing?
In Norfolk, Ethan and Ewan are busy working behind the scenes at an animal sanctuary. This place is home to all kinds of injured and abandoned animals. Next up for our dog-loving dudes is a homeless hound in need of their help. Holly here is a 9-month-old Lhasa Apso cross who was brought here because her original owners couldn't afford to keep her. The great news is a new home has hopefully been found, so Holly needs a bit of a brush-up to impress her potential new owners. And I know just the boys for the job.
Is it a good shake? Shake, shake, shake. Rub, 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 rub. Underneath as well.
Is this like the shampoo we use in the shower?
It's slightly different. It's not got so many chemicals in.
Lhasa Apsos were, believe it or not, used as guard dogs by Tibetan monks centuries ago. They were thought to be sacred.
We're going to get you nice and clean for your new owners.
Holly isn't sacred. She's just soaking through. So get the towels, chaps.
How come she's shivering when she's got her fur to keep her warm?
Because we've just washed her. A lot of the oils have come out of her coat, so it just makes her a little bit chilly.
Gentlemen, I was walking down the road and I could smell this amazing smell, and I bet it's Holly's coat. Is that right? Yes. Can I have a whiff? Holly, come here. Let me have a whiff of your coat. Oh, smells gorgeous. You look happy about that, Holly, don't you? Both our boys are desperate to have a pet of their own, and Holly here is helping them prove they'll be top pet carers given half a chance. Time to say goodbye, though, because it's brilliant news. Holly's new owner has arrived to take her to a lovely new home. This is Heather, who's come to take Holly away. Hi, Heather, how you doing?
Hi.
All right, now look, the boys have been super troopers. They've given Holly a really good walk and even given her a bath and a shower.
Brilliant.
OK, so she smells great. Hand her over. Yeah, you sad to see her go?
Yes.
But the good news is that she's going to a good home.
Look, have you enjoyed today?
Yes.
Yeah, OK, best bit?
Owls.
Yeah, owls, OK. Hopefully Mr Owl is now going to be rehabilitated here, yes, and be very fat and happy. And what about you?
The rabbits.
You like the rabbits? Would you like to take one home?
Yes.
Yeah, you might have to have a word with your mum about that first. OK, and I know you were going to miss Holly, a little lovely dog, and I had a word with Holly, and Holly's got a lovely present for you to take home to remember her by. So, that's yours. Take it, put it somewhere where you always see it every day, on the shelf or the mantelpiece or something. All right, see you later.
Bye.
Matthew and Claire have returned from their farmyard vet call-outs and are busy lending a helping hand at the animal hospital in Dunfermline.
Ingalls Veterinary Centre, Dunfermline.
Time for them to scrub up and prepare for surgery because their next patient is ready and waiting. This little chap is Jamie, and he's visiting the vets today because he's got a rather painful problem in a rather sensitive area of his body.
He's an 8-year-old West Highland Terrier. He's got a tumour on his bottom. So we're going to remove it today with the laser, and it'll reduce the pain because it will seal off the nerve endings.
It may not be a life-threatening tumour, but it's a very uncomfortable lump for the wee terrier. After an anaesthetic jab, he's out for the count and ready for the operation. Matthew helps with shaving his fur.
Can Jamie feel this?
No, Jamie's completely asleep, so he has no idea what's going on.
And then Claire steps in to vac up the hairy cuttings. And with Jamie prepped, it's time to get on with the tumour removal. First, Jamie is neutered. This is a small op that will reduce the chances of the tumour returning and will also mean he doesn't become a dad to unwanted puppies in the future. Now it's time for Matthew to switch on the laser they're going to use to cut away Jamie's lump.
So that's the guiding light from the laser, guys. That's not actually the laser beam, that just tells you where you're cutting. And obviously, same as with the laser, the further away you pull it, the less strength the laser will have. I'll just show you what it can actually do.
Don't set fire to the dog.
No, I'll not set fire to the dog. Right, just to let you see it, that's me quite far back from it. I'm just giving it a very brief touch. That's how it burns.
This high-tech laser allows Vet Ken to accurately burn away the troublesome tumour and avoid damage to healthy tissue.
So normally, if you're cutting this with a scalpel, there'll be a lot of bleeding. And you can see really just how little bleeding there is. Almost there.
All done! The lump is zapped.
When will Jamie wake up from his anaesthetic?
Probably be pretty much awake even in 10 minutes. And an hour from now, he'll probably look as if he'd never had an anaesthetic.
Now time to get Jamie back into his kennel. Nice work, guys.
So this is Jamie.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Find it interesting?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to put him into his pen there because he's got to have some rest? Go on then, in you go, Jamie. Gently does it.
Jamie will be up and running in no time. Meanwhile, how have Matthew and Claire enjoyed their working day? You've conquered your fear of horses? Done. You helped out with the calves? Done. And you performed laser surgery on a dog? Done. All in all, a fantastic day's work. And what's been your best bit?
Probably seeing you stick your hand up a cow's bum.
Thanks. Lovely.
My best bit was probably the operation.
Now, when you're older, you want to be a doctor. Does that still apply?
Kind of.
Okay. And you want to be a dentist?
I've changed my mind. I would like to be a vet now.
Correct answer!
I can't believe you thought I was in there. No, you didn't. Can you do that with the signs? Oh, clever, right, OK. In that case, what's the biggest fish in the sea? Goldfish. It's actually the whale shark. Clever.